Hello there, welcome to another Where's the Remote reaction. Today I'm reacting to the appeal of One Piece. So I've recently started watching One Piece. The part that I'm at is pretty good. I did try watching One Piece a long time ago before in the past, and I just didn't commit. Just because I think what a lot of people have said who've seen some of my other videos say the length of just how many episodes there seems to put a lot of people off. So I'm here today to see the appeal of One Piece. I see quite a lot of people search for this. Hopefully this should help encourage me get through that battle of seeing One Piece. I do want to see it, but I think I kind of probably just need an extra push to really continue with the anime. So hopefully this video will solve that. If any of you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe for more anime reactions and One Piece reactions, and drop a like down below if you enjoyed this. Let's begin.
For a while now, there has been a certain ominous shadow cast across this channel. You see, as a YouTuber, I'm generally known for four things: my long, in-depth videos, my love of all things shonen, my utterly flawless spelling, and my absolutely perfect pronunciation of the Japanese language. The problem with those former two is that at some points it means that I need to do a video on the series One Piece. Which is fine. I like One Piece quite a lot, in fact. But the issue comes from how insanely long the series is.
I feel like most people who are advocating for One Piece, people who've been watching it from the start or early on. Which is why I feel like people like me trying to get into it now just feels crazy.
866 named characters.
866 characters and 833 chapters.
Long time. So how does one talk about such a massive series like One Piece?
Boy.
Well, the answer that I've come to at least is the same way that one devours a whale. And that is piece by piece.
Good point.
Piece. And so, what we're going to do here today is that rather than go straight into a full-blown why you should watch/read, which, don't worry, we will get to.
Watch and read. I'm anime only, man.
A shorter video covering what I consider some of the broader structural aspects of One Piece, which will then free us up and allow us to take a much deeper dive into the characters and themes.
This is where I want to get to, this part where the animation improves.
So with this in mind, my friends, please sit back, relax, and consider this an entree with the main course still to come. And let's discuss the appeal of One Piece. Where to start? I first encountered One Piece in 2006 on the UK television version of Toonami, and unbeknownst to me at the time, what I was watching was the infamous 4Kids dub, which would become well known over time for its questionable translation and excessive amounts of censorship. And even despite these factors,
a lollipop, you know.
I really came to enjoy the adventures of Nami, Zoro, and of course Luffy. The series had a unique playfulness to it that made it stand out from other more stoic series I'd seen up until this point, like Bleach and Dragon Ball Z. And even in the show's more dramatic moments, there was always a tremendous amount of fun to be had. Of course,
boy, that looks
as I
serious.
watched the imaginative pirate adventure on my parents' old TV, what I was completely unaware of was what a world-shattering phenomenon I was actually dealing with. That revelation would only strike me several years later, when, on a trip to Japan, it became obvious what a massive deal One Piece actually was. Around every corner in every shop seemed to lie another new piece of straw.
It is there. When I went to Japan, you can see all of this. It's everywhere. One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto.
One Piece
all the shops,
bread, One Piece
Akihabara,
salts, even entire One Piece branded shops. It was incredible to see how what I thought was a simple show about pirates utterly dominate the mass consciousness of a single country. The closest thing I could liken it to was the Simpsons mania of early 90s America. This was, of course, before I started looking into things like global sales figures and weekly shonen rankings. And if I had, I would have known things like the fact that One Piece has sold over 400 million units worldwide, making it the third biggest selling comic in
existence. This is an old video as well, so it'll be way more than that.
Spider-Man for the number 3 spot, leaving only Batman and Superman ahead of it.
Wow.
And even then, in 2016, Batman sold 1,859,956 units, and Superman sold 828,069 units. And you could even roughly double the sales of both series by taking into account all their offshoot titles. And it still wouldn't even come close to the 12 million in sales that One Piece sold
That
that
is
same year.
crazy.
And where things really start to get
DC's
crazy
in decline
is
though.
that if these trends were to continue and One Piece were to run for another decade, it would nearly certainly surpass Batman in lifetime global sales.
Boy.
And if it were to run for another 2 decades, which for Oda's sake I hope doesn't happen, it would surpass even Superman, becoming the
That hurts
biggest
my heart,
selling
man.
comic
Superman's
in
my
existence.
favourite
Well,
hero.
I'm not saying I think this will happen, but it's a hell of a thing to consider.
It's
And
got to be
so,
big for a
how
reason.
has a series about a pirate boy made of rubber managed to capture the hearts and minds of so many people?
Yeah, this is what I don't understand.
Well, to put it simply, the primary appeal of One Piece is the simple premise of adventure. And yes, that is also the core concept of countless other shonen series, but nothing really captures the same sense of scale and exploration as the world of pirates. Our hero on this voyage is the energetic young pirate, Monkey D. Luffy. Luffy is a simple character with a simple goal: to find the mysterious treasure only known as One Piece, and in doing so, become king of the pirates.
I wonder if he's
This
found
is
it
Luffy's
yet
primary motivator
in
from
the anime.
chapter 1 and remains so in chapter 834. And this keeps Luffy's journey along the
Right.
one distinct path, which is a concept surprisingly unique to One Piece. In most other shonen series, our heroes will go on several different large adventures throughout the
Hunter
course of
x
the run,
Hunter's
and
brilliant.
these are what make up the arcs.
Love that anime.
But in One Piece's case, it's always the same journey along the same path, to the point that you can actually chart Luffy's route out on a physical map. And the sub-arcs come from the various different islands or land masses the crew encounters along the way. This works particularly well as it makes the core story of One Piece very easy to understand, while also allowing for a massive amount of variety in the series sub-arcs. Some can be very simple, like the Barty arc, in which the Straw Hats visit a famous sailing restaurant in order to recruit a chef, or very complicated like the Dressrosa arc, in which the crew must untangle a web of political intrigue and face down a vicious and tyrannical false king. And because of how the arcs are structured, with literal massive quantities of ocean between them, there's no real limit to the kind of stories One Piece can tell. They start off fairly villain of the week-esque, with most enemies being rival pirate captains.
Yeah, Bugsy,
But
that's
as
the
we
episode
move
I'm
on,
up to.
we see the Straw Hats embroiled in government conspiracies,
Whoa.
abducted by massive haunted ghost ships, springing jailbreaks, and even being at the center of large-scale global conflicts.
Wow.
And throughout the entire adventure, there's this real genuine sense of time and progress. When Luffy sets out on his journey from Fuchsia Village, he has little more to his name than a wooden dinghy and his straw hat. And now, 20 years later, he's an infamous pirate warlord,
What?
world-famous captain of one of the most renowned pirate crews in all of existence.
Wow,
the Straw Hat
okay.
Pirates, of whom include a master samurai, a technologically advanced pantsless cyborg, and even an undead violinist with a awful, amazing sense of humor. One of the core joys of One Piece is watching Luffy slowly ascend in status and build his crew as each new battle propels him closer
Wanted,
to
dead
his
or
dream
alive.
while also increasing his notoriety worldwide. It's not ever a story you could accuse of moving quickly, but it is always moving. And I think it's only when you look back that you see how far Luffy and his
How'd he
crew
get the
have
scar on
actually
his
come.
chest, I wonder?
Of course, the success of an adventure series is largely dependent on the world the adventure takes place in, and this is another area where the series shines. One Piece's world, to put it simply, is the largest, most intricately detailed and well thought out of any of the long-running shonen series, which may not be obvious from the offbeat cartoonish designs of Oda's artwork, but make no mistake, this is a world of layers with its own government, economy, cultural and racial divides, with many, many different factions, all of whom have their own philosophies and motivations. While
The hell
Luffy and
is
his crew
that?
are often at the center or at least involved in large-scale global incidents, the world also progresses entirely separate to them. Major plot incidents completely separate from the Straw Hats are common, and when they do occur, they reverberate throughout the world on such a scale that it drastically affects the lives of every character in it, such as Porticus D. Ace's showdown with Blackbeard that resulted in the Great Summit War. It always feels like there's a larger picture in One Piece, and depending on the global political climate of the time, Luffy and the Straw Hats' allies and enemies can switch from arc to arc.
Oh, okay,
giving the world this
spoiler alert, but
intriguing,
it's fair enough. I knew there'd be
ever-changing
spoilers
dynamic.
watching this.
And so One Piece's world succeeds on a grand scale, but what may be even more impressive is the characters that Oda has filled it with. What at first can seem like a cartoonish gag character can, through Oda's storytelling, become a portrait of life at its cruelest and most tragic.
Wow.
And this information is often delivered through weighty flashback stories, in which
The
we're taken
flashback
through the
stories
key
are deep.
moments of a character's life.
Everyone
And
seems
while
to have a
a
deep
badly
flashback
used
story.
flashback can utterly kill the momentum of a series, Oda uses them in such a way to give his characters weight, grounding, and motivation that otherwise just wouldn't be possible. Like, seriously, you see this dumb looking idiot in a diaper? This is Senor Pink, and this guy has a backstory that is absolutely heartbreaking. And upon hearing it, it completely changes everything about how you see him. Moving swiftly along,
Right,
actually,
okay.
no, wait, no. I know some of you out there don't believe me, so we're gonna prove it. Let's do this. Senor Pink started out his adult life as a member of the brutal Don Quixote crime family, where his days were frequently filled with criminal activity and brutal violence.
Boy.
Until one day, in the pouring rain, he met a woman who he immediately fell in love with. They got married, had a child, and for a while at least, everything was perfect. Except that Pink was still involved in the Don Quixote family,
Yeah,
which he hid
of
from his
course.
wife for fear that she might leave him. One day he's called away on a secret mission and disappears for an entire week, and upon returning, discovers that the day he left, his precious son had passed away.
Wow.
And now his wife, furious and heartbroken, demands an explanation, and he tells her everything, at which point she demands he stay away from her, rushes from the home in the pouring rain, before getting into an accident that leaves her in a vegetative state.
Oh.
Pink, devastated by the events, visits her every day in hospital.
Damn.
Until one day, on a whim, puts on a bonnet reminiscent of their son in an attempt to entertain her. And miraculously, she cracks a small, delicate smile.
Okay, so that's why he
And
always
so,
does
for
it to
the
keep
sake
her
of
happy.
seeing his wife smile, he
Damn, man.
continues to dress more and more elaborately, even enduring the ridicule of everyone around him. Years later, his wife too has passed, but he still dresses this way out of remembrance for her and of his beloved son.
Wow.
And so, one of the silliest looking
That's
characters
deep,
in One
man.
Piece actually has legitimate character motivation for dressing this way. And in justifying this, he becomes an actual grounded, tangible character. What really gets me here is that this is one tiny, inconsequential character in One Piece's world. And yet still, Oda manages to imbue him with a sense of depth and grounding many writers fail to give even their main protagonists.
Man, that's so
and
deep.
that's to say nothing of the amazing job Oda's done in establishing the main major heroes and villains of One Piece's story. Having
Boy.
so many characters with such fleshed out histories and motivation is the primary factor that makes One Piece's worlds feel so vivid and alive, and makes each individual character feel like a true story in their own right.
It's the guy with the purple lips.
Is also
Why?
one of the least tangible elements, and that is
He
the
has a deep
creativity
backstory
and
as well.
imagination that's gone into it. There's always a sense that when reading One Piece,
Why does
Oda
Luffy's
himself
like
is enjoying the
arms
world
and
and
limbs go
characters
black? That's
and
what I need to
it
understand
can be
as well.
seen in the new and creative ways Luffy uses his at first seemingly limited power. It can be seen in the bizarre visual design of many of the world's inhabitants and the camaraderie that takes place between the Straw Hats, and even in the ever-evolving, unique structure of Oda's story arcs. He always seems like an author not striving to hit a deadline, but an artist creating a world and story distinctly of his own vision. This is something we're going to dig a lot deeper into in a future video, but for now, just trust me, simply no one writes a story like Ichiro Oda. So with all that in mind, where should you start? Well, the obvious answer is page 1, chapter 1. The manga is for the most part a fantastic read, but I understand people's reluctance to get into it given its insane length.
Yeah.
And the anime comes with many of its own issues too, such as a weak production run and masses of filler. But if you're curious to
Yeah,
know
the
if
fillers
One
as well
Piece
is what I
really
want
is
to
for you or not, or even
avoid.
if you just want to
We
dip your toe in,
dodged all the
then
fillers in
let me
Naruto
present a
Shippuden.
different option, and that is the fantastic One Piece Movie 6, Baron Amatsuri and the Secret Islands. Directed by Mamoru Hosoda of the Digimon movie The Girl Who Leapt Through Time and Summer Wars, the movie
Haven't seen any of
encapsulates
them.
in a digestible 90 minutes everything that makes One Piece as a series so much fun, on top of having some absolutely gorgeous animation and character designs, and one of the darkest and hardest right turns I've seen in any film for a while. It requires basically no prior
Zara.
knowledge of One Piece or its world to enjoy, and I think even if you have zero interest in One Piece, seeing one of Japan's most talented directors put his own unique spin on the world of pirates is absolutely worth checking out. Guys, that's going to do it for my intro into One Piece, and there is still a ton more we need to talk about. The characters, their themes, Oda's unique visual aesthetic, and what cursed food he ate in order to actually be able to constantly produce a manga of such quality, and we shall in a full-blown why you should watch/read One Piece coming later this year. but I hope this video at the very least has given you a foothold with which to get started. And also, as some of you are aware, I recently started a
That
Patreon.
looks sick.
So if you...
Wow. Okay. So that makes a lot more sense now. I'm glad I watched that video because it does describe in more detail, you know, what is making like One Piece so appealing to the masses. Those figures of like how much more it's doing than Batman and Superman. But I think I've heard before that comics are declining specifically for DC. But just the sheer volume that we're seeing in One Piece versus Batman and Superman, that is crazy. And I think something I have started to catch on ever so slightly is that everyone does seem to have like quite a bit of a backstory. I didn't know how far that was stretched. Like with Naruto, practically every character you came across had a deep backstory. So I know this isn't of course the same anime, but it seems like One Piece, everyone seems to have a very deep story. The story of Baby, I looked at him and I thought, what the hell is this? Like, who is this guy? Just why? And then when they go through his story about his wife and his child, boy, man, I saw that, I was thinking, wow, that actually did hit me. So it all makes sense now. The adventure, the deep story, the characters, Luffy leveling up, becoming infamous pirate warlords from nothing. Boy, I've got to see that journey. I've got to see how it gets there. So yeah, I'm glad I watched this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it as well. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you on my next reaction. And if not that, my next One Piece reaction.